Okay, so we saved Sailor Mercury. Let's save the other 3. Which mostly consists of just running through the same hallway 3 times and checking every classroom in sequence until you happen to blunder into one of them. The principal's office here is like the only unique room. Well, that and the nurse's office downstairs. But like this school is pretty lame. Doesn't even have a library. It's like, wow. I mean, even my lame-ass high school had a library.
How can you learn without a library? You need the books for knowledge.
Especially in 1995 when you didn't have computers around a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Now, unfortunately, we can't save
her from that angle.
Save Mars from this direction.
Do we get to fight death this time?
No. I do like that each of the random monsters that you fight to save the Sailor Scouts has a different personality. So there's a different scene that plays out each time. This one is fairly respectful, so, you know, honorable duel. The one you saved Jupiter from is pretty funny, though. One thing that I do want to mention is that there are status effects in this game. They rarely ever hit you, and I don't think you have any skills that inflict them. So, yeah, it's another one of those aspects of the game that's like really straightforward. Status effect bad. Do not leave status effect on if you get hit by one, but you probably won't. So just keep some cure-alls in your bag just in case. Oh yeah, and in the anime, Rei had a crush on Mamoru. Because... I don't know.
Because of roses.
She has this painful little... I want to say arc, but that's giving it too much credit. She has this stupid thing that happens in season 1 where she just obliviously pushes herself on Mamoru and can't seem to tell that he's obviously not interested. And it doesn't so much resolve itself as it stops when it becomes obvious that Mamoru is
What the
Tuxedo
heck
Mask. Were
you dreaming about?
Leave me alone, I'm going to think about Mama some more.
So, yeah. Being reminded of that is about as insightful to the character as Jupiter mistaking the green-haired guy in a few parts for looking like that upperclassman who broke her heart that one time. Everyone looks like that upperclassman to you, Jupiter, and none of them look like each other. So what did he look like?
You look like the Skyrim character select screen.
Oh my god.
For some reason, you don't have to go up and talk to this ghost. There's a whole cutscene that plays out when you walk into this room. I can sense that you have many dreams as well. He's going off on this whole monologue. So, while he's turned away, going off on this monologue, let's just get Jupiter out of here. Why not? Why don't we?
Oh my god.
We're not even picking her up, we're just pushing her along the floor.
Shove her across the floor.
No, wait.
Come back, I want to fight
you. We still have to fight the ghost. It's just,
Hey, there's actually a Grim Reaper.
Oh yeah, it is. How about that? The Grim Reaper is the actual funny one. How about that?
Explosion.
God, Sailor Saturn, why are you so useless?
She used up all of her power in the last season, sorry.
Nope.
Yeah, probably, considering. Okay, so that's 3 down, 1 to go. So Jupiter's is fairly predictable. She has some insecurity about being this really tall girl that apparently boys don't like because tall is bad? Question mark? Not really sure how that works out.
Tall is bad, even though she's still shorter than most high school guys. So what's the problem here?
I don't really know. I don't understand.
I'm the tallest guy in school, but I'm still shorter than you. That's not how it works.
Maybe this is one of those things that is/was a bigger deal in Japan than it is over here. But basically, she meets a guy who's only slightly shorter than she is, and who is absolutely fine dating a tall girl, and that's her entire fantasy.
That's so
Some
sad.
people are just easy to please.
That's so sad.
The one that I find really interesting is the next one, though, because Sailor Venus has what I think is the most interesting of the fantasy dream things. But we'll get to that in a second because she's upstairs. Is she in this classroom?
Nope.
Get in there. Thank you.
Check every room.
Nailed it. Oh, damn, I missed the door. That seems like an Usagi thing to do. Just deftly
Run right into it.
dash straight past the desks, but then run into the side of the door. Okay, so Venus's dream is interesting. At first, it seems to be like just another dream about, her being in love with a boy. But then she has a conversation with her friend about the Sailor Moon video game, and the conversation is almost an exact word-for-word replica of a conversation Usagi had with her friends about Sailor V. So Venus's dream is actually about being a normal girl, rather than a superhero, with Sailor Moon being the superhero in the background somewhere. And Venus says that she wishes she could be like Sailor Moon, but obviously, because this is her dream, she wishes for the opposite.
Yeah.
So it's kind of sad. Even this bit about Sailor V being a member of the police is something that came up in that old conversation.
Usagi, why are you spying on everyone's precious thoughts?
Nope.
You're back again.
Where did you come from?
Surprise!
The ceiling isn't that high. Were you, like, hiding up in the ceiling tiles?
Poof.
Earthquake heart. Go. Okay.
Squiggly lines, go. The squiggly lines did it.
We've saved everyone.
Huzzah.
Everyone is saved. Why, thank you. What brought that on? Yeah, I'm just gonna take a nap right now. Just for 5 minutes.
Thunk.
Smack.
Just completely collapses.
It's a good thing the rock hard linoleum floor broke my fall.
Yeah, I was there to catch ya.
Okay. I smell a boss fight coming on. Okay, so if you paid attention during the earlier cutscene, what you would know as the viewer is that they couldn't actually trap Chibiusa in a dream because her version of the silver crystal is protecting her. But Usagi doesn't know that, so they're just gonna pretend that they managed to trap Chibiusa in a dream to try and trick Usagi into giving them her silver crystal.
Even though we can totally take them.
We probably can. Yeah. We probably can. Oh, well, I don't know. Nabu is here. That might be a problem. Only 4 of them have shown up. Where's number 5? I know there's a number 5. So, Sailor Moon is about to give in and give them the silver crystal. Even though, like, the silver crystal is like a godly artifact of godly power. And you probably shouldn't give that to anyone under any circumstances. Ah, there's number 5. Hi. Get in formation, number 5. You're screwing up our rhythm.
So what's the implication there?
Wait.
Did they just toss her?
They just threw her over there.
Ah, the rose-throwing sack of trash. How are you? Where's your hat?
That's your first question. Where's your hat?
Yeah, what?
They couldn't fit the hat into the dialogue box. Hi, Tuxedo Mask.
Sailor Scouts, my name is Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome. I've traveled back to 1995 Juban, Japan to give you this advice.
I'm just going to casually turn my back on 5 hostile enemies 2 feet away from me. Okay. So
Change the world? Sounds like Maverick talk to me. But
So Tuxedo Mask is about to do the thing that Tuxedo Mask is best at in the 90s anime.
giving vague platitudes and running away.
No, that's the thing he's second best at. The thing he's best at is getting in trouble and starting a huge arc where the other characters need to save him. Fortunately, he's not going to get brainwashed into becoming an enemy this time. Or at least I hope not. It hasn't happened yet in my playthrough. Wouldn't be surprised if it does, though. I like how they both get caught in the same illusion here, though. And it's just an illusion of this domestic scene where he's going off to work. And she's being all cute about reminding him to give her a goodbye kiss. Of course, since it's a dream, she's just living in the same house she's always lived in. That is absolutely her mother's house.
Oh, yeah.
So, they're a married couple, but she's still living in her mother's
Tuxedo
house.
Mask, why do you have goggles on?
It does look like he's got goggles. Oh my goodness.
You keep saying he gets
No,
looked off screen.
it's Aminu's glasses. Aminu's glasses. The googly eye glasses. Picture that Tuxedo Mask with the googly eye glasses. Ah, she got in formation while we weren't looking.
Please die now.
Please die now, heart emoji.
It's a giant laser beam, but... No, it's a giant sphere of blackness.
Oh, his back's broken.
But I'm going to trust that my frail human form can protect you anyway. Damn it, I missed the manga version of Tuxedo Mask.
Aw.
And
Flop.
Saturn's down too.
Yeah, Saturn's down. Because of course. We needed to write her out of the story for a little while. It's a good thing she already has a room booked at the hospital.
Oh my goodness.
Damn, Usagi, that's a big TV for your room.
That is absolutely way too large a TV to be...
Oh no, I think that's Darian's room. Sorry.
No, this is actually in the shrine, I think. Wait.
I can't remember. No, I think this is Darian's place.
It might be...
In which case, the TV's fine.
That is way too big a CRT TV to be on a dresser.
Maybe it's one of those.
It's a safety hazard.
Maybe it's one of those low-hanging, like the low dressers that's only like a row high, or something. I don't know.
Maybe, but I was talking more about weight.
Yeah.
CRT TVs are like, ugh.
We'll just leave you in your room.
But yeah, I think this is Mamoru's house. This is gonna get confusing. I keep using the Japanese names, and you keep using the old geek names.
I can't help it. It's the one I saw first.
Uh,
The only one I can't remember the geek name for is Venus, for some reason.
Mina.
Mina. That sounds right.
Yeah. She's the easiest because her Japanese name is Minako.
So just take the
So
ko
they
out.
just-
Yeah.
Yeah, they just chopped off the last syllable. Okay, so late to the ball game, but the 4 generals are here to enlighten you as to their manga backstory. The 4 kings of heaven, as they're called.
You can't all be kings. Only one person gets to be king. That's how it works.
The 4 kings of heaven, or the 4 heavenly kings, are actually a Buddhist thing.
Yeah.
It's
Just a language
not
thing that
really-
doesn't work right here.
Yeah. I think that's why, like, most people just call them the generals.
Yeah.
Because, like...
Generals just works better.
Oh, it's easier to parse.
Yeah.
It's interesting, though, because, like, they want to introduce the manga backstory of these 4 characters, but Zoisite is still kind of adopting his anime personality here in his dialogue. Which doesn't work when you know where these guys come from. But, like, 90% of what the 90s anime did with these 4 characters is entirely anime only, because the characters, the actual like 4 generals, appear very briefly in the manga. They don't last long at all. Crystal keeps them around longer, but only so that, like, instead of being killed by the Sailor Scouts throughout the arc, they survive long enough to find out who they are, and then they get nuked into oblivion by Metalia, which kind of spoils the point. It was just an awkward writing decision that Crystal made entirely to avoid the going to the place where the Sailor Scouts kill people. Oh well. It's weird though, because, like, the scene where Sailor Mars awakens her powers, Sailor Moon traps Jadeite in her tiara, and then Mars blasts him with fire is still there. It's just that Jadeite survives it somehow. And it's never explained how. He's just there in the next episode for some reason.
You just have the 3 guys looking normal. I just have this one charred guy in the corner.
No, he's like totally, like, I think he might be injured, but he's like okay. He doesn't do anything for the rest of the arc.
Why is your stone in Turkey?
But at least he doesn't meet the fate that he does in the 90s anime, where he gets run over by his own fucking airplane like a fucking doofus, finds out the secret identity of Sailor Moon, retreats to Queen Beryl, says he knows Sailor Moon's identity, and Queen Beryl, because she's an idiot, traps him in crystal and banishes him to the Shadow Realm for the rest of eternity.
Get banished to the Shadow Realm.
Who could this long-haired, twin-tailed, bun-head superhero be in real life?
It's funny because the 90s anime, like, acts like people who see Sailor Moon and company don't know who they are. But, like, that's an entirely anime problem, because in the manga, they just never fight publicly enough for that to become an issue. And, like, the one time someone who knows Usagi might have seen her as Sailor Moon, it's Naru in the first episode, and she just says that, like, she passed out too quickly to see their face. Okay, so what happens from here is a series of mini chapters in which you play as the other 4 of the main 5. Usagi here is going to have to stay home and watch, you know, lover boy Tuxedo Mask sleep, because she's the only one with healing powers here. And, you know, might be good to have her on hand in case something happens.
Also, these 14-year-old girls can totally just fly internationally with no problem whatsoever on their own.
Fun thing about that, the Sailor Scouts can actually teleport. Believe it or not. It never comes up in the anime, I don't think, but they can. It's a thing that they can do. Queen Beryl is based in, like, the North Pole or something.
Oh my god.
And they have to go there for the finale of that season.
While wearing those outfits?
Yeah, it's a little weird. Maybe that contributed to them all dropping like flies when the monsters started to attack.
Back in Flash, where's Barry when you need him?
Let's
That's
go
his
get some
thing.
crepes.
Never actually had a crepe.
They're so yummy.
Of course, because, like, communication is for the weak. Chibiusa's running off on her own to try and find the rose crystal with no leads as to where she might start looking.
Yeah. Friggin' 5-year-olds.
I mean, I suppose that's in character for the little girl
Yeah.
who stole a time key and time traveled for no reason, but... This is going to be a regular thing. Luna just popping in to ask you if you want to save your game. It's like that Moogle from Final Fantasy VI, only the screen doesn't fade to black, so it looks like it's happening in universe. Where Luna just walks on screen, looks at the fourth wall, and says,
Save!
"Hey, a lot just happened. Do you want to save your game?" Anyway, suddenly we're in the mountains in
Oh.
Switzerland.
How are you not cold, Ami?
Well, technically, Mercury does have the power of ice, so she might actually just be fine.
She's in her element.
Not really sure about the others, though. Standing on the edge of this mountain cliff is not going to end badly at all.
Chapter 2.
There are 4 chapter 2s.
Hiss. The Grim
An army of Grim Reapers are just up here.
Oh no. How could I possibly fight off so many?
Oh,
You
no!
have an area of effect attack.
Thunk.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ugh. It's okay. Terra survived it. I can survive it too.
Oh no, the scantily clad 14-year-old Japanese girl just fell into
Just
a
fell off a
glacier.
cliff.
Yeah, fell off a cliff and into a glacier I was researching in the middle of Europe. Better take her home with me.
It's okay. It's 16-bit land. Everyone understands that everyone else only has one set of clothes and is incapable of changing them.
Oh, Hans!
If you were born in jeans and a leather vest, you have to sleep in that shit.
Yeah, I can think of worse things to sleep in.
I can too, but
Still wouldn't be
not
comfortable.
much.
Yeah. Yes, he carried you all the way down a mountain.
So, you might have been thinking when you started this Sailor Moon game, how are you going to make a fulfilling RPG where you're just a bunch of magical girls in a city? Well, the answer to that is Blue Reflection, but the answer to that they came up with at the time in 95 was you don't. You have them go on globetrotting adventures to the mountains or to some ruin in the desert.
It's
or...
prototype Persona 5.
Oh yeah, that was what Persona 5 was going to be. I forgot. Anyway, Sailor Mercury's section, or more specifically her boss, is an infamous roadblock in this game. Because I don't know if you've noticed this about the anime, but Sailor Mercury isn't exactly the most powerful offensive fighter.
She's the healer
fact,
of the group.
Yeah.
In fact, in the 90s anime, she spent like the entire first season being able to do nothing but smoke screens. So, so like, and no, she's not actually the healer. She has no healing spells. She has an attack debuff skill that weakens the enemy. But other than that, she's purely offensive in terms of this game anyway. Which already makes her like 10 times more effective as a fighter than her 90s anime counterpart, who couldn't really fight at all because they didn't do action scenes. They just recycled the one attack that everyone had over and over. But like, okay.
Despite being a Scandinavian village in the middle of winter, they still sell rice balls.
It's not Scandinavian, it's Switzerland.
Yeah.
They're very specifically, this is the iciest place in Switzerland. There's an NPC right over there who tells you that.
So what you're saying is we can get a big Toblerone here.
It's like Switzerland, Nepal, Turkey, and somewhere else.
Canada.
Canada.
Yeah, Canada.
So 3 fairly central to Eastern European areas and then Canada. Okay.
I think the locations that they picked here might be significant to, like, what the 4 generals were doing during Sailor V, but I'm not sure. In any case, this is the NPC I was talking about, who just runs through a checklist of things that you might be doing during this chapter
Dr.
section.
Schwartz.
And if you say yes to any of them, he just moves on to the next one, regardless of whether or not you're being truthful. So if you just say yes to everything, you'll get a handy-dandy little checklist of destinations you should be going to, and in the order you should be going there.
That is really nice.
Wow, the Swiss hotel uses yen. How convenient.
You know what's funny? All the inns in these little towns for these solo chapters have 5 beds in the inn, as if they expect you to bring a full party there.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why, because you can't.